What's up, guys? Devon continues his quest to reach 300 pounds before his match with Gennady. Engin makes a community post that I believe may have been directed at Pradeep from Armwrestling News, and Derek Smith talks about his future in arm wrestling. We'll get to everything in today's video. Alright, first let's talk about Devon. So it seems like lately with all of Devon's matches, unless he's pulling in a weight category, he's always trying to reach 300 pounds. As far as I know, he's never been able to, and I don't think this time it's going to be any different. I know that when he trained with Brian Shaw, Brian seemed to think he may have a way of helping Devon get to 300 pounds. Maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe it's a different dosage of pancakes, something Devon hasn't tried yet. I don't know, we'll see. I highly doubt we're going to see a 300-pound Devon. I'm assuming he'll probably come in low 290s, maybe high 280s if we're lucky. I think his age combined with the fact that he's tried this before and he's just never made it would indicate that we're probably not going to see a Devon that we've never seen before. And I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you believe that the Devon we're seeing right now is prime Devon Larratt? I heard Neil Pickup maybe a week ago say that he believes prime Devon was 2008 Devon. So presumably right now we are just seeing an aging Devon who is falling off. But that's not what I see. I do think that now we are seeing prime Devon. He went from getting flash pinned by Levon to taking Levon's hand in round one. And even though he lost both matches 6-0, that is a significant improvement. Who is the last guy who took Levon's hand, especially in round one? That's super impressive. I think the only guy right now that people even think could do that is maybe Vitaly. And if Michael Todd ends up beating Hermes, his only chance to beat Levon would be to take the hand as well, which I think is very unlikely. But I do think that we are seeing prime Devon Larratt. And the fact that he is seen by most people to be the heavy favorite in his match coming up with Gennady kind of proves this, along with the fact that he just moved down to pull Oleg Petrenko and he absolutely obliterated him. I don't think we would have seen this kind of dominance from a 2008 Devon Larratt. Obviously, there's no way that I could ever know this because I haven't pulled Devon, and even if I had pulled Devon back then, I'm nowhere near the strength level that it would require to be able to gauge his level then versus now. But I think just based on the level of competition that we have now, we can confidently say that the Devon Larratt we're seeing right now is prime Devon Larratt. Arm wrestling, despite what some people would like to think, has changed a lot. You know, some people will say that prime John Brzenk would beat Levon, and this to me is just crazy. It's delusional. We can say that John is the greatest of all time, while also acknowledging that Levon is the strongest of all time. And I think the sport has leveled up dramatically since 2008. And the Devon that we are seeing today is also a much improved Devon compared to his former self. And he himself says that he feels like he is the best he's ever been right now. Granted, pretty much every arm wrestler ever says that before every match, so you have to take that with a grain of salt. But the results for Devon are showing. He went from getting flashed by Levon to holding him and taking his hand. Yeah, I know he lost 6-0 both times, but that is still a huge accomplishment to take the hand of Levon. Before Levon transitioned to a press in that match, he did attempt some kind of back pressure move until he realized he would lose his hand, and so he just transitioned to that press. Like I said, we haven't seen anyone take Levon's hand in quite a long time, and the fact that Devon has done that at, what is he now, 50 years of age? That is remarkable. So let me know what you think. Do you think we are seeing prime Devon Larratt? Do you think he's going to reach 300 pounds? Did Brian give him some secret sauce? We're going to find out here pretty soon. I'd imagine Devon is going to tone down his training here and probably just rest and eat for the last couple of weeks before the match. Alright, let's move on. So I forgot to mention this in the intro, but the Auden Larratt versus Artem Taranenko match is actually confirmed, and it will be held March 8th at the MAC 3 event. So MAC stands for Major Arm Wrestling Championship, and they've got a YouTube channel. It's fairly small. It's got 500 subscribers right now, but I believe they have the pay-per-view up on PremStream. It's like $15, so if you're interested, that's where to go to purchase it. All right, moving on. Engin just recently made a community post, and I'm going to read it out loud to you. And if you keep up with all the news in the world of arm wrestling, you may recognize some topics that Engin mentions in this post, which I believe may be targeted at Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News. So here we go, I'll read it. The proof of your knowledge is your results. As an athlete or as a trainer, everyone can talk, but history is written by action. Anyone who wants to know where he or she is at in the arm wrestling world needs to look at his or her achievements. Even many of the top pullers may not be as knowledgeable as we may think. Maybe they are extraordinary human beings, but how good are they training partners in the same club? How much could he or she help them to become elite pullers? I know 20-year-old clubs where there is still only one elite puller for the last 20 years. Some people can do things, but they can't teach to others. Some people can do things because they are genetically superior to the majority of the mankind, not because they are very knowledgeable. Some people don't even understand the difference between shoulder being declined in a winning and losing position, and they act like they understand arm wrestling, and countless people agree with it. I used to be more patient to educate ignorance, but the older I get, the less patience I have for ignorance. I know under this post some people may comment to disagree. If you want to know my level of knowledge, then ask people who are knowledgeable and they will tell you. So, the part that I believe and that you may have caught on to is targeted at Pradeep is this. Some people don't even understand the difference between the shoulder being declined in a winning and losing positions, and they act like they understand arm wrestling. Guys, is there some beef between Pradeep and Engin that I don't know about? I know back in the day they had a disagreement over whether or not arm wrestling YouTubers should be hosting watch parties for East vs. West and King of the Table, because Engin thought it would hurt the pay-per-view numbers, and guys like Ryan Bowen and Pradeep were saying people aren't going to watch the pay-per-view if we don't stream a watch party. They're just going to wait a week for the matches to come out on YouTube. So I don't know if the animosity from that disagreement has carried on up until now, but if you didn't know, about 2 weeks ago, Pradeep made a post asking, everyone knows that shoulder is allowed to go below the table in winning position, but why? And this is in regards to the whole King's Move debate, where a lot of people don't want to see your shoulder go below the table in a losing position, but no one minds it when you go below the table in a winning position. And if you look at the comments under this post, Pradeep just gets absolutely toasted by like 70 people. He definitely took a major L on that one. And I don't know, this post from Engin, it feels a little bit pointed. I do believe he's addressing Pradeep here. And we know that Engin reads comments. He definitely keeps up to date on what's happening in the arm wrestling media sphere, because he responds to comments all the time and he'll argue with people in the comments. But I don't know, Pradeep might want to smooth things over a little bit. Is there a long-standing beef between these two that I just never picked up on? Let me know. And if there is, whose side are you on? Do you guys agree with a lot of Pradeep's takes? Or do you think he's just kind of talking out of his rear most of the time? All right, let's move on. So the last topic I have for today is Derek Smith kind of reappearing in the arm wrestling sphere. And even more than that, I'd just like to talk about the state of the super heavyweight division in North America. So obviously right now we have some of the top guys in the world. We have Devon, we've got Jerry, we've got Michael Todd, Dave Chafee has been up there. He's not really anymore, but you know, he's still a legend in the game. Derek Smith just recently started streaming, and after the stream I was just thinking, man, who are the up-and-comers from North America? Who are the prospects in the super heavyweight division? Do we have any? And the names that came to mind are Corey West, Derek Smith, maybe Chance Shaw, and maybe Austin Jaggers. Although I haven't seen Austin Jaggers pull in a while. I don't even know if he pulls anymore. And other than that, who is there? I'm probably missing someone really obvious, and if I am, just put them in the comments. But I'm specifically talking about younger guys. I know we have a bunch of 50-year-old guys who are just elite, and that's cool, but eventually these guys are going to phase out, or they're going to have to lose weight, and move to category pulling to stay healthy. And North America is just not going to have anybody at the top in the super heavyweight division. So who are the best young guys right now? It's got to be Corey West. Is he the best? Probably. I mean, we saw him pin Alex Kurdecha in round 1. It didn't count, but I kind of still rated that. He pinned Tobias Sporong once on the left arm. So there's a little bit of something there. He lost both of those matches, but then we've got Derek Smith. Derek Smith has had a few matches at East versus West. He's only won one of them. And the guy he beat was named Mehdi Abdalvand. And if you don't know who that is, there's a good reason. He is not anywhere near the top 10. And I honestly think this match was given to Derek just to get him a win. And guys, I'm a fan of Derek. I really want to see him do well. He is huge. Like physically, he is a massive human being. He's got crazy genetics. I mean, he might even be bigger than Alex Kurdecha, just frame-wise. I know Alex would beat him, but I think he might actually be taller than Alex Kurdecha. Regardless, he's got tons of genetic potential, but it does seem like there's one limiting factor. I don't think Derek Smith is eating the pancakes. And unfortunately, in an untested sport, it is nearly impossible to get to the top, especially in the open division, if you are not using pancakes. Derek needs to level up. And I know my thumbnail was a little harsh, but I want to see this guy win. In his recent stream, he talked about Engin and how he's close with him, and if he really wanted a match at East versus West, he could get one. But the reason he hasn't really been given one is because obviously he's been losing, and he's just not at that elite level right now. But he said, if I feel ready, I could contact Engin and I could get a match. So Derek, you got to get ready, dude. You got to level up. We want to see you win. You are one of the possible future stars of arm wrestling. You just got to get off X-Defiant and get to the gym. Levon Saganashvili is not playing Xbox. 2025 is a new year. Let's see a new Derek. There's a lot of fantastic arm wrestlers at the top right now, but I want to see young talent rise to the top. And guys like Derek Smith, Corey West just needs to lose weight, dude. He needs to get healthy, lose weight. But Derek Smith, he just needs to get stronger. That's all there is to it. He's got a massive frame, but when he gets in there with top heavyweights, it looks like he just has nothing for him. So let's go, Derek. We are behind you. We support you. Dude, Derek seems like a really cool guy, and I want him to succeed. We need more North American prospects. We need more genetic freaks putting the time in, putting the work in to get to the top. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.